Very early wake up on this day. I had lots to get on with. First up on the agenda is the little run, keeping up my cardio. I started doing cardio properly again about a year ago, maybe a little bit more than that. And this was without doubt the most miserable run I've done since then. It was cold, it was dark, it was wet. I ran in a straight line and with only a little bit of elevation. It was worthwhile, don't regret doing it, but that was not enjoyable whatsoever because of the weather. Got back and some emergency drying in order. Wore the jacket, got it wet, needed to pack it because we had a big day ahead and it was going to continue to rain. Brief intervals where it wasn't raining, but it was mostly raining, and it was when I went out for that run. Donned the appropriate drip, all over motorcycle, waterproofs, readied ourselves, got on with the day. Big long ride from the northern, almost basically the northern coast of Estonia to Riga in Latvia. Got started and we carried on, plodding on through hazards, stopping for trains, and gritting our teeth when the weather worsened. The usual Baltic roadworks, lots of freighters, more roadworks, more hazards, even when the weather worsened. Honestly, when you're in the helmet and it's covered in moisture and the rain, you can't see anything. It is very stressful and very tiring. You've got to stay focused. But we carried on and met a couple of other mentalists who were stupid enough to ride out in these conditions. And we were given our just reward as when we got into Latvia, the weather eased up. It still wasn't much of a beach day, but it was much more tolerable. And so despite the freezing cold and sodden hands and gloves, we carried on, and the weather started to show glimpses of blue skies. But we stopped for some fuel, refresh ourselves, and when I got back on the bike, the blue skies had turned up enough that I didn't even have to put my sodden wet gloves back on, which was delightful. Carried on with the rest of the journey, didn't have much left at this point, and got ourselves into Riga. And despite the final hurdle of cobbled roads, which are not much fun on a motorbike, we made it to our first stop, a gym that does day passes. 300 kilometres, but it took us 4 hours. Goes to show you how treacherous the conditions were. But we got to the gym, got ourselves kitted up and got on with the session. Now, despite doing the run in the morning and 4 hours of riding in horrible conditions, the session was still pretty good and I was very pleased. It was worthwhile. Didn't feel up for it, but got going and got it done. And after the session, rode to the stay. And these were the digs. Not much to make a song and dance about, but perfectly good enough for myself for 2 nights. Very shortly after, rode down the road to the coast, to the boys, the legends at Rascal Motorcycles. And the bike was in a pretty sorry shape. Desperately needed a clean and needed an oil change and oil service. So found a good garage and they were incredibly accommodating and I was very pleased with their service and professionalism. But here you can see what the chain looked like before it went in and the general bike condition. It's not easy to clean a bike when you're travelling. You don't have the equipment, you don't have running hoses. There's various things at play that it's just difficult to do. And I got in contact with them and they said they could turn it around, bike, do a full clean and full service in 48 hours. And so I went for it, left it with them and decided to take a sort of scenic walk back. It was about an hour and a half, I think something like 5-6 kilometres. So enjoy the rest of the clips as I took when I walked back. Quaint and hidden Ferrari dealership in Riga. The Latvian Rosas. Little did I know at the time of recording I'd have another interaction with them later in the trip. Riga FC. Cool little stadium. Quick snack. And then the rest of the walk just admiring the old buildings. How many men does it take to get a banner up? Unfortunately, I didn't find out the answer because I carried on walking. Got home, very successful day, run done, ride done in treacherous conditions, gym session done, and dropped the bike off with some excellent mechanics to have the service done.